peace, man. It's your boy, Luca Rashawn. It's Space Invaders TV. I know it's been a minute, been away for like 30 days, man, but I just been trying to gather, some good content and paying attention to what's going on around us. That's all. But I hope everybody is staying prayed up and being blessed, man, and just keeping their head to the sky in this crazy time in this crazy world. But it's a few things I want to touch on, a few topics I want to touch on. I want to speak about this racial inequality and how players in the NBA, they're consistently stepping up. They've been consistent. They've been stepping up. You got some teams and players that are talking about, hey, they boycotting for the rest of the year. That's it. They done, and they're calling on, these police departments and they, when there's certain cities to, to start handling these issues in a better manner, man, in a better way. So shout out to them, man. All of those teams, they know who they are, man. The NBA, one thing I can say about them is the commissioner of the NBA, he lets those guys, they don't try to muffle nothing. They let those guys speak and they trust those men, to speak, over there and appreciate that, because some of us, a lot of us out here, we you have your favorite players or what have you, and still it's not a lot. Still, a lot of players aren't saying anything. But let's be clear about that. But still, all in all, we know that they have, they're not muffling what they're saying over there. So shout out to the NBA for that, man. They always been stepping up and been stand up about that. And also, unlike the NFL, where, they've been turning the cheek to this thing for years. A prime example, Kaepernick, how they did him, and then want to circle back around years later, some years down the line, if go by and they say, oh, the commissioner say, oh, I was wrong about Cap, but you still never apologized to him. You know what I'm saying? But he said, oh, I was wrong about Cap. But yeah, you say that like how many years later? 5 years later, you say you was wrong. And everybody was kicking that man back in, and he was standing on something, and you guys kicked his back in. I mean, you had people from Ray Lewis, Deion Sanders. I mean, all those black players, I don't know who y'all are, man. Y'all was kicking that man back in and just painting this narrative about he was mad because he wasn't getting no play or his time was up. He was, he was burnt out. It was over for him. This is why he's acting out. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. You know what I mean? So it's a man that's stepping up for something and standing on something, and then you want to kick his back in. Come on now. And it's so crazy because a lot of y'all players have ran into so many issues. And y'all talked about like Michael Irvin. Come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Now, let's be clear. I'm a San Fran fan. All right? And I've been a fan since back in the day. Ronnie Lott, Tom Rathman, Montana, Roger Craig, them days. That's what, But before that, I started off as a kid. I was, Dallas Cowboys, they was claiming as the American team. So it was like, but so, hey man, Michael Irvin, man, come on now. We're not gonna act like we don't know your story when you was in the NFL and your get down, off the field. So come on, man. Like, for these guys to be kicking that man back in for standing up for something, for the people. For some of these people that are his fans, and then for his peers on the field to kick his back in that manner, that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And y'all all need to apologize to that man publicly. You know what I mean? Because if you kicked his back in publicly, you should apologize to that man publicly because y'all was dead wrong. But moving on from that shit, you know what I mean? So yesterday, this is Yahoo Sports. Yesterday, you had the coach from the Seattle Seahawks, which I don't like them Seahawks, man. I'm a San Fran fan, and we go against them Seahawks, man. They give us hell. But, I respect they play, you know what I mean? But they always gave San Fran hell. They give us a run, you know what I'm saying? But we got their ass back, though. We got their ass back last season, though. But, check it out. So Pete Carroll says yesterday in a message, I'm going to read it off for y'all. This is Pete Carroll, the head coach of the Seattle Seahawks. These are his words. White people need to be coached up and they need to be educated about what the heck is going on in the world, Carroll said. Black people can't scream anymore. They can't march anymore. They can't bare their souls anymore to what they've lived with for hundreds of years, because white guys came over from Europe and started a new country with a great idea and great ideals and wrote down great writings and laws and all of that about democracy and freedom and equality for all. And then that's not what happened, because we went down this road here and follow economics. Rich white guys making money, and they put together a system of slavery. And we've never left it. Really, it has never gone away. And black people know the truth. They know exactly what's going on. It's white people who don't know. It's not that they're not telling us. They've been telling us the stories. We've known what's right and wrong. We just have not been open to listen to it. We've been unwilling to accept the real history. We've been taught a false history of what happened in this country. We've been basing things on false premises, and it has not been about equality for all. It has not been about freedom for all. It has not been opportunity for all, and it needs to be. This is a humanity issue we're dealing with. This is a white people's issue to get over and learn what's going on and to figure it out and start loving everybody. That is our part. That is part of our country. And that want to our country, whatever they want to come from. I didn't understand that last line. But that is Pete Carroll. That's his words. This was on Yahoo Sports. That's his words yesterday, Saturday, August 29th. It wasn't practice. It wasn't anything. It was just, him talking to the cameras. He came out and spoke to the cameras, you know what I'm saying? And him telling his truth and what is true. And we as black people, we know this to be true. You have white people that go about, they don't want to know the truth. They don't even want to know the truth. They're living off of this fake idea of America. They go, make America great again. What the fuck do you mean by that? Do you know what the fuck you mean when you say that? Because if you saying make America great again, okay, if we want to go back in the day, back in the times, back through the slavery days, okay, you want to be controlled, you want to have control of everything, but let's be real. Black people are the reason why America is great. Black people is the reason why America is great. So yeah, let's make America great. As it should. Again? No. Not your again. Let's make it great. Yeah, let's make it great for all of us. You know what I'm saying? Because we helped you. We helped your families. Some of you are rich, inherited fucking wealth thanks to our people. And you scamming our fucking people out of their land and shit like that. Let's keep it real. I ain't here for the conspiracy theories and none of that. I ain't got time to be going back and forth with none of that. I just straight shoot or talk the real shit and to have those conversations that you have on your stoop, in your house, around the table, in the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? In the back of the bus. In the car after you seen some silly shit from a cracker. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight shooting with it. I ain't got time for that other conversational talk and yelling into the fucking, you know what I'm saying, into the camera and things of that nature. I'm talking straight shooter shit. So at the end of the day, yeah, we all know white people, they wanna ignore the truth. Anytime you try to tell them something truthful, it ain't even gotta be historic. Nothing about history. They don't want to hear truth. They just want you to hear what they want you to hear. And that's it. That's how they be trying to operate. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to know the truth. But the truth is, you're Vikings. The truth is, you that act in that manner, you that act with this Viking behavior, careless behavior, you're Vikings. That's your history. You know, if you so great, then why do black, even though we should have more than that, it should be every day Black History Month. But why do at least black people have a history? Like, we have a month for history. We don't have no month for you guys, but you're the majority, right? But we don't hear your month of history. You know why? Because y'all don't want us to know. We know, but y'all don't want the world. Y'all don't want to speak your truth, because everybody know your truth. Okay, let's just be clear. But y'all don't want to speak your truth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when everybody's glorifying and watching these Roman films, that Viking behavior, that's their history, man. That's their history, man. Just keeping it real. That's their history, man. In those times in Europe, that's their history, man. Go back and read it. What about the Moors? Think about our people, our African people, the Moors. When they came, they helped develop around Europe, Asia. They went around the world helping people, helping create their thing. It started from then when black people were helping. It started from then. So let's be clear, man. Make America great. Again? No. But let's make it great for everybody. Especially for us black people. Where's ours? So moving on from that, man, we're going to continue to speak about this racial injustice, man. So we just know in Wisconsin what happened with the gentleman Jacobblake getting shot in his back by an officer. We're not going to say officer. We're going to stop that. Cop. It's a difference from an officer and a cop, and I'll speak about that at the end of this. This cop, Rustin Shesky, along with, Rustin Shesky shot Jacobblake in the back. Tried to say he had a knife or whatever. Never seen it in the video. The other cops you might have seen in that video as well was Vincent Arenas and Brittany Norak. I might have that wrong. So those were the other two officers you've seen in the video. But Rustin Shesky is the officer. He was on a force in Kenosha for 7 years. I've yet to get his record of what, like his record of how he's been as a cop. Has he been stand up or not? We don't really know what led up to this situation. All you know is that Jacob supposedly was breaking up an issue or some type of domestic dispute or something like that, and you see the cop Rustin Shesky shoot him in the back. Now you had two other officers there. Y'all could have grabbed him up. You ain't gotta choke him and all of that crazy shit. But you know how you could have apprehended him. You didn't have to shoot that man in the back. And if you thought that he had a knife, just you always got to try to say something. But it was cameras. Nobody's fucking knife in this guy's hand, man. So, if the man had a knife on him, so he had a knife, it warrants you to shoot him? And not only that, the man was walking away. We all know nobody's a threat if they walking away from you. Now, okay, they could be walking towards something. But that's where you stop them. You didn't got to shoot him and kill him. And if you really thought that he did something, right, why you guys are shooting to kill? Why you didn't shoot him in the leg or something to stop him? And not only that, why you shooting, period, man? You know what I mean? Y'all could have just apprehended him in a whole nother manner, you know what I mean, that was within the guidelines. Y'all could have apprehended that man. There was children there. His children were there. Okay? That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how then the police union there tries to jump out there and then try to discredit this man. And it's crazy that a police union would do that. You know what I'm saying? That was unheard. You would hear a police department would try that. But it's crazy how they try to do that. They try to make it like the guy who's ultimately the victim in this case now, which is Jacob Blake. It's kind of funny how the officer is made out to be this great guy. Like, oh, he had neighbors. You got neighbors and stuff. I'm reading. You got neighbors and stuff that were talking about he's a good guy. He's always wanted to be an officer ever since he was in high school. And, you know, I don't understand why he did it. And I thought that maybe, you know, he's always trying to save people. I was wondering, like, what happened before that made him shoot that gentleman in the back. So all these people, you saying all these great things about this guy. Obviously, he's got a poor choice. His choices are poor. You know what I'm saying? How do you shoot a man in the back walking away from you? First and foremost, where's the danger at? If he has children in the car, where's the danger in that? You shot that man in the back. Y'all could have apprehended him. It's three of y'all cops following this one guy. What's the problem here? You know what I'm saying? So, and it's crazy they're just trying to kick that gentleman Jacob Blake's back in. And it's crazy how, you know, meanwhile they got him. He's in critical condition. You know, he's paralyzed now. Jacob Blake can't walk. They had him cuffed to this hospital bed. Now, granted, if you commit a crime, okay? If you commit a crime, yeah, and you get hurt in the mix to that, the police, they take you to the hospital, yeah, they're going to have police standing outside your door, and they're going to have you handcuffs. So know that. That happens. But Jacob Blake didn't do anything. He didn't cause no harm. That officer walked away unscathed. They're all on desk duty right now. They may be home biting their nails and shit, but they all on desk duty. This man is still damn near fighting for his life. Jacob Blake. Peace and blessings to his family in this situation, man, in this time. But I also want to go back, and I gotta play. I can't, you know, I did the same thing when I talked about the incident in Detroit with the mother and daughter and the husband and wife that pulled the gun out. I did a video on that. You could go back and check that out. And in my archives, you know, I did a video on that. That was actually one of the last videos I did, you know, 30 days ago, I think it was. So I have to play, you know, devil's advocate to both sides here. Now, my only thing is, now before I say this, no, that none of this warrants Jacob Blake being shot in the back. But I'm just trying to play it out and say some things here, how the district attorney, how the state, if it goes to court, and how they're going to try to play it out as well, and the things that they may say. You know what I'm saying? So my thing here is this. You know, they tried to discredit Jacob Blake while saying he had warrants for, I think, a sexual assault case. It was something else. They tried to say he was, try to make it out like this guy was a problem. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of their job, to try to do that, to try to make it like, so they can justify. But come on, it's 2020. It's 2020. We all know that game now. This old game. You know what I'm saying? So, but I have to say this. Now, my only thing would be is that why Jacob would walk away from the cops. What happened? Why would you be walking away? Why wouldn't you stand there and talk to them? You have children in the vehicle. You don't want to get them upset. You don't want them to see something that can possibly stain their brain for the rest of their life. So, like, stand there and talk and figure out what it is that they want to ask you, whatever, and then could be on your way. But, so if anything else happens after that, you get done unjustly, it's totally on them. There's no excuse. You cannot. If you standing there talking, your hands are in view, they can see you, you know, they can't say you're reaching. Obviously, it was people around looking, so you got witnesses. You still got witnesses now, but I'm just saying what they'll try to make it out to be. Don't give no fuel. Listen, everybody, don't add fuel to the fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just stand there, listen what they're trying to say, and then be on your way. You know what I'm saying? Let's hope that can go that way. Be on your way. If they disrespect you in any manner, hey, we have to think. We have to take the initiative. We have to stop and we got to think. You know what I'm saying, in these cases? Because a lot of time I'm seeing stuff too as well. And still nothing can justify somebody shooting and killing. Nothing justifying these police shooting and killing you, and you don't have a weapon and you're not threatening them. Nothing is justified. But what I'm saying is we have to stop and think at some of the things and how we're moving and doing. Like if you get pulled over, it's our duty. Hey, officer, why am I being stopped? The officer should offer to tell you that anyway. The officer's supposed to tell you that anyway. A cop won't. Okay? These cops are just like bandits. Cops are bandits. That's how I'm just going to end it up right there. Cops are bandits. They don't give a fuck. They just like fucking pirates. Okay? Officers hold themselves at a certain standard. You know what I mean? They're going to be respectful. They're going to do everything by the book. They're going to follow the laws. They're going to handle they're going to handle you lawfully. Okay? Cops, no. They're fucking pirates. That's how I distinguish it. That's just me. Say what you please. Okay? So, yeah, officer's going, so the officer come up to the car, he asks you, hey, blah, blah, blah. Now, keep your hands in plain view. Hey, I'm going to tell you something that I've done and I do if I get pulled over. Hey, listen, ask the cop. The cop asks for certain registration. Okay, you want my registration? You want my insurance? Okay, it's in the car. Can I reach in my glove box and get it? They say yes. You reach with one hand and you get over there and you get it. You know what I'm saying? You repeat what they say to you and then you ask them, is it okay if I get it? It's over there. It's okay. And then don't even reach. Just say, it's in the glove compartment. Is it okay if I can reach over there and get it, officer? Yes. We have to make sure that because we already know that these guys, some of these officers, they're scared of shit already, okay? A lot of these people, they become officers. They this is the most they ever had interaction with fucking people, okay? So they're fucking scared and not alone. Then they got to deal with opposite races. And then they always get this thing. They may have this misconception about black people. You know what I'm saying? So they're fucking already scared. You know what I mean? So come on, man. We got to think a little bit. You know what I mean? And don't help their fucking case. Because when you do off shit, it kind of helps their fucking case a little more. But like I said, none of that is justifying why nobody get killed. But I'm just trying to say we gotta speak on what we seeing as well too. We gotta speak on the other shit too. So that's that, man. All I have to say, man, I pray that Jacob Blake, the family of Jacob Blake, that they so get the justice that they deserve. I just pray that justice is served on that officer in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And not only that, it was crazy how the 17-year-old later on that evening, he's walking down the street with a fucking assault rifle. He kills 2 people. They walk him into the goddamn precinct unscathed. Unscathed. It's crazy. But this man, Jacob Blake, gets shot in the fucking back 7 times, paralyzed, fighting for his fucking life. Didn't have anything on him. He was walking away from you. It's fucking crazy to me, man. But hey, man, hey. Peace and blessings to that family, and I hope, justice is served in the right way. Moving on, man, I want to talk about this contract for Black America that rapper and film producer Icecube has posed. And he's been speaking about it. If you've been following him or if you go follow him, Icecube has been speaking about this contract for quite some time now that he posed. And I'm going to just read a line here. This contract with Black America strikes at the heart of racism and presents a blueprint to achieve racial economic justice. It's more to it. I'm going to run down some of the issues that the contract points out, and that needs to be fixed and to be fair for us. Make America great. Make it great. Not again. Make it great. That's what this contract is. Make it great. For us too. Make it great. Not just for you. Not again. Leave that again shit out. Because again, that means you talking that slavery shit. So make America great for all of us. And for us, the black people, we the reason why you think it's fucking great. We are, yeah. So that's pretty much what this contract is. It's talking about, what's the first thing here? Black opportunity and representation. It talks about massive bank and lending, finance reform, judicial and public policy reform, constitutional amendment, codifying, expansion of the 13th Amendment by the courts, police reform. What else we talking here? Entertainment industry reform and reparations, monuments and institutions, Black Americans, responsibility, and every last one of those issues, I should say, not topics. Every last one of those issues is a list of different things that we will be seeking. Is an in-depth contract. So you could go to contractforblackAmerica.us. You'll see it. It's up there. This is what icecube has been posing. And it don't matter what side he's been putting it out there to the government, and it's like this, hey man, and I feel the same way. It's like, hey, everybody's talking about get Trump out of there. Okay, we get Trump out of there, then what this guy, what is Biden and Kamala talking about? What are you guys talking about? Okay, we just can't sit here and then you're gonna put a pawn up here and think that she's gonna bring the black vote. Let's be clear. Vice President don't get no burn. They don't get no motherfucking play. Okay, like that. All right, it's like a manager and an assistant manager. The manager is gonna override the assistant manager any fucking day. You just can't go over the fucking manager. Your assistant manager, you cannot go over. So as the vice president and the president, you're not going to override that. And as we've seen time and time again, you don't even see the vice president. After the fuck they all get sworn in, you barely see the motherfucking vice president anymore. Okay, that's it. So let's be clear, and Kamala was running for president. She did not garner the vote. She dropped out early. So why are we acting like she's going to do such a great thing and she's going to be the one? We had Obama, man. I'm going to just leave that right there. So we just can't be voting for this guy just because. So what are you going to do too? What is your move? What's your plan of action? I ain't hearing nothing. So it's like, hey man, you talking about get this guy out of here, which get that motherfucker out of here. He got to go. We vote, we get him out of there. But we also got to remember too, you got the Electoral College, man. That right there, they put a they fuck up a lot. Cause they sway the fucking votes, man, and they put who they want there. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they get the last say so. So let's be clear about that. Let's be clear about that too. They need to get rid of that Electoral College shit, man. And that's been talked about for the longest. So let's be clear about that shit too. So check that out. The contract for blackAmerica.us. Go to the website, check it out. You can see it in extensive form of this contract and all that it speaks about. It's a great thing, man, that icecube put together. And it's nothing that's far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? And check him out. Follow icecube on his social medias. You'll hear him speak about these things and continuously speak about it. I also want to move on, and I want to talk about those, which should be talked about a lot. Should have been talked about a lot more, man, that hasn't been spoken on. Over this past weekend, they found the 39 children were missing. They were found in Georgia in a trailer. 39 children, man. Operation Not Forgotten. The U.S. Marshal Service Missing Child Unit led the search, dubbed Operation Not Forgotten. It collaborated with the agency's Southeast Regional Fugitive Task Force, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and state and local agencies. The operation resulted in the rescue of 26 children and safe location of 13 others. The U.S. Marshal said in a news release on Thursday, the U.S. Marshal Service is fully committed to assisting federal, state, and local agencies with locating and recovering endangered missing children. So, and related to that, during this operation, authorities arrested 9 people, cleared 26 warrants, and filed additional charges for alleged crimes related to sex trafficking, parental kidnapping, registered sex offenders violation, drugs and weapon possession, and custodial interference. So, man, shout out to the U.S. Marshals and all the agencies involved in that, man. So now, I pray for those, the mind, bodies, and souls of those young children that were found. Man, that's a blessing that they were found, and I hope that all the agencies involved in locating the children, the missing children around the country and around this globe, that they're found. You know what I mean? Then and I pray for the mind, bodies, and souls of those children, and I'm happy for those families that they can reunite with their child. And we know that it's not going to stop here. It's going to be other mental issues and things they got to deal with, but they got their child home, and that's a great thing, man. That's a parent's worst fear right there. To lose your young child, your young child to go missing, or anything to happen to your child. That is, a parent's nightmare there. So, man, shout out to those agencies involved in that. And I was reading that from the that was from CNN. I was reading that from there. So yeah, shout out to those agencies. And one last thing I want to touch on, man. Hey, shout out to Roanoke County, Roanoke, Virginia. Shout out to them. They doing a great thing, man. With a lot of counties around this country should be doing, especially if they got this hazardous pay. Roanoke County, man, they're giving their county workers, their full-time police officers, EMS, firefighters, sheriff department. They're taking $1.4 million from the CARES Act budget they received. They're taking $1.4 million, along with taking $1.1 million from their surplus, which is collectively now $2.5 million. And they're going to pay their full-time employees, which I said police, sheriffs, firefighters, paramedics. They're going to pay them a one-time bonus of $2,000. The part-timers will receive up to $1,000 $1,000 one-time bonus. And each other county employee will receive a one-time bonus of $750. And other county employees could be anybody that may work in the social service